which sort of speaks to what David said and kind of what Peter said, which is a lot of the kind of economic value so far of AI has entirely gone to Nvidia. But there are people with alternatives, and you're actually one with an alternative. Now, you have a very specific case because Dojo is really about images and large images, huge video. So
yeah, the Tesla problem is different from the the sort of LLM problem. The nature of the intelligence what matters in the AI is different to the point you just made, which is that in Tesla's case, the context length is very long. So we've got gigabytes of context.
Gigabyte context windows, yeah.
Yeah, you've got sort of.
I was just bringing it up.
Kind of billions of tokens of context,
right.
Nutty amount of context, because you've got seven cameras, and if you've got several, let's say you've got a minute of several high def cameras, then that's gigabytes. So you need to compress. So the Tesla problem is you've got to compress a gigantic context into the pixels that actually matter, and condense that over a time. And so you've got to, in both the time dimension, the space dimension, you've got to compress the pixels in space and the pixels over in time, and then have that inference done on a tiny computer, relatively speaking, a small, like a few hundred watts. It's a Tesla-designed AI inference computer, which is, by the way, still the best. There isn't a better thing we could buy from suppliers. So the Tesla-designed AI inference computer that's in the cars is better than anything we could buy from any supplier. Just by the way, that's kind of a.
Well, by the way,
the Tesla AI chip team is extremely good.
Well, you guys, in the design, there was a technical paper and there was a deck that somebody on your team from Tesla published, and it was stunning to me. You designed your own transport control layer over Ethernet. You were like, Ethernet's not good enough for us.
Yeah.
So you had this TT-CoE or something, and you're like, we're just going to reinvent Ethernet and string these chips. It's pretty incredible stuff that's happening over there.
Yeah. No, the team, the Tesla chip design team is extremely good.
Hold on to your hats, stock market enthusiasts. As the thunderous waves of volatility crash over Wall Street, Nvidia emerges as an unexpected beacon of stability. With an impressive 5% jump recently, Nvidia not only buoyed tech sector spirits, but also defied the downward spiral of global market trends. Interestingly, this leap precedes the eagerly awaited second quarter results, adding layers of intrigue to the anticipation. Amidst the vast wealth erosion witnessed with the $6.4 trillion market wipeout, Nvidia's upwards trajectory offers glimmers of hope, begging the question, is the tech world witnessing a silent revolution led by Nvidia? Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Shifting gears to AI, Peter was here earlier and he was talking about how so far the only company to really make money off AI is Nvidia with the chips. Do you have a sense yet of where you think the big applications will be from AI? Is it going to be enabling self-driving? Is it going to be enabling robots? Is it transforming industries? I mean, it's still, I think, early in terms of where the big business impact is going to be. Do you have a sense yet?
I think the spending on AI probably runs ahead of, it does run ahead of the revenue right now. There's no question about that. But the rate of improvement of AI is faster than any technology I've ever seen by far. And it's, for example, the Turing test used to be a thing. Now, your basic open source random LLM running on a friggin' Raspberry Pi probably could, beat the Turing test. So there's, I think actually, the good future of AI is one of immense prosperity, where there is an age of abundance, no shortage of goods and services. Everyone can have whatever they want, except for things we artificially define to be scarce, like some special artwork, But anything that is a manufactured good or provided service will, I think, with the advent of AI plus robotics, that the cost of goods and services will trend to zero. Like, I'm not saying it'll be actually zero, but it'll be, everyone will be able to have anything they want. That's the good future. Of course, and in my view, that's probably 80% likely. So look on the bright side. Only 20%. 20% probably of annihilation. It's nothing.
Is the 20% like, what does that look like?
I don't know, man. I mean, frankly, I do have to go engage in some degree of deliberate suspension of disbelief with respect to AI in order to sleep well, and even then, because I think the actual issue, the most likely issue, is like, well, how do we find meaning in a world where AI can do everything we can do, but better? That is perhaps the bigger challenge. Although, at this point, I know more and more people who are retired, and they seem to enjoy that life. So, but I think that maybe there'll be some crisis of meaning, because the computer can do everything you can do, but better. So maybe that'll be a challenge. But really, you need the sort of end effectors. You need the autonomous cars, and you need the sort of humanoid robots or general purpose robots. But once you have general purpose humanoid robots and autonomous vehicles, you can build anything. And there's, I think that there's no actual limit to the size of the economy. I mean, there's obviously the mass of Earth, like that will be one limit. But the economy is really just the average productivity per person times number of people. That's the economy. And if you've got humanoid robots that can do, where there's no real limit on the number of humanoid robots, and they can operate very intelligently, then there's no actual limit to the economy. There's no meaningful limit to the economy.
You guys just turned on Colossus, which
Yeah.
is like the largest private compute cluster, I guess, of GPUs anywhere. Is that right?
It's the most powerful supercomputer of any kind.
In the unfolding narrative of NVIDIA's market prowess, there lies a saga rich in innovation, strategy, and financial acumen. As of late, NVIDIA's resilience shines brightest in a sector overshadowed by trillion-dollar losses among tech giants. Perhaps the irony here is more fruitful than any literary satire, as NVIDIA not only holds its ground but also prospers. Imagine telling this to your friend who lightly invests thinking it's all about buy low, sell high, without realizing the nuances of timing and innovation driving NVIDIA's growth. As competitors like AMD and Intel grapple with the sprawling AI landscape, NVIDIA's products are positioned to revolutionize data processing capacities, influencing major players like Asus and Gigabyte. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
Joining us now, Wedbush Securities Head of Technology Research, Dan Ives. Dan, it's great to have you here on set.
Great to be here.
There's never a dearth of information in the tech sector for us to talk about, but I do want to start with the Microsoft piece of this, because we always talk about whether the market feels like this is 1999, poised for a 2000, and here we are talking about Microsoft up for regulatory review. That sure feels like 99, 2000.
Look, if Khan was staying, that would be a different situation. I think the view of us and the view of many on the street is that Khan's days at the FTC are numbered. I think you ultimately get a more, we'll call it even-keeled, business-friendly sort of chair of the FTC in there. And we just think bark's worse than the bite when it comes to Microsoft. Microsoft went through that battle in the 90s versus, DOJ and U.S. government ultimately won it. And look, you're definitely seeing the strong get stronger in terms of big tech. And as much as this is really going to be a UFC battle that continues to really play out between big tech, but I just think when it's all said and done, the noise is going to be more than the reality, not just from Microsoft, but I think even when it comes to Google and others.
How much is going to hinge, though, on the Trump administration, the picks for DOJ, antitrust, and FTC? Because there are a number of names floated for each of those positions, and not all of them are, I would say, rah, let tech go wild. Some of them are much more focused on antitrust and I'll call it maybe potentially a similar approach to what we've seen in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think on DOJ, you definitely get someone probably in between. I mean, look, Vance is obviously anti-tech, so you're going to definitely have someone that's a little on the aggressive side toward tech. But I think the big issue is on FTC. Because for big tech, it has been a nightmare in terms of the FTC. Her being gone, which we believe is ultimately will be the next step when it comes to January, that's bullish for tech. I think, look, a big reason when Trump came in, when you think about out the FTC, that's bullish for big tech. I think less regulations. And then who's at the table right next to Trump? It's Musk. And I think that's going to also play a big role unofficially in terms of some of these picks and where this all goes. But I continue to think in terms of this AI revolution, it is 10 p.m. at that party that goes to 4 a.m. And I don't see any of these appointments that's changing that party or that party closes early. I think we have a tech bull market that goes well into 2025, 2026. And I think a lot of this sort of noise that we see here are more opportunities to own these names rather than time to get nervous.
Do you buy Tesla here then, given the rally we've seen, the torrid rally we've seen this month?
I think get the popcorn out because I believe Tesla's a stock that could ultimately double from here over the next 18 months. It's been obviously a parabolic move, but as me and you have talked about, autonomous itself, we think is worth $1 trillion. So when you think today, I view Tesla as the most undervalued AI name in the market. It is not ridiculous. It might almost be conservative to think, could this be a $500-600 stock? As the autonomous ultimately plays out, I think the margin story is definitely stabilized here. And I think investors, look, the haters continue to hate. They hate it at $50, they'll hate it here. But I think we sit here, and this will be sort of a golden star, in terms of when you look at the market in 2025, in terms of what we see for Tesla, I believe $2 trillion on the horizon.
What sets Nvidia apart? It's a question often asked and answered through its strategic movement in mergers and acquisitions, further expanding its AI and machine learning prowess. The acquisitive pursuits of companies like Brev and Shoreline demonstrate Nvidia's relentless drive to bolster its ecosystem. These companies aim to fine-tune Nvidia's AI capabilities, effectively fueling its market leadership. Quantitatively, Nvidia has achieved astounding fiscal milestones. Recent figures reveal a 262% spike in year-over-year revenue growth, amounting to record-breaking figures that financial analysts didn't anticipate. From establishing a foothold in consumer markets with AI-powered RTX GPUs to forming strategic alliances for AI adaptability on a global scale, Nvidia doesn't merely follow trends, it sets them. Even market luminaries like Mizuho are adjusting their price predictions positively for Nvidia shares, underscoring its stronghold over AI processor shares, a staggering 70% to 95% range. Yet, does Nvidia's growth reflect a stable future, or does it risk being a fast-rising bubble ready to burst? Various analysts consistently rate the stock as a strong buy, citing a near 32% upside potential. But skepticism lingers, fueled by Nvidia's rapid triple-digit stock surge that causes some to hesitate, wary of catching a falling knife if expectations fall short. In the social media realm, Twitter is abuzz with opinions about Nvidia's bold strides. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Welcome back. Amid constant criticism and debate over his leadership, Elon Musk stands by the claim that he can turn Tesla into an AI leader. But new documents reveal he asked Nvidia to prioritize chip shipments to X, not Tesla. Musk confirming CNBC's reports, explaining the chips would have been backlogged in the Tesla factory. CNBC.com's Laura Kolodny is here to discuss what she's learned. Laura, thanks for joining us. So just take us back to the start here. What exactly happened? What did Musk do?
So in December 2023, Elon Musk ordered Nvidia to ship 12,000 of these very coveted AI chips, H100 GPUs from Nvidia, to X instead of to Tesla when they had been reserved for Tesla. And then in exchange, Tesla would get, the next shipments of chips in January and June. So he effectively delayed Tesla's being able to continue building out data center and AI infrastructure by 5-6 months.
So who paid for the chips, Tesla or X and XAI?
There's still a lot to be reported out here. Ostensibly, Tesla would have paid for Tesla's chips and X would have paid for X's chips, but maybe Elon Musk can answer that for us.
So we don't know whether Tesla paid for chips that ultimately went to another entity. We don't know that yet. But Musk just stepped in, big-footed the process and said, hey, Tesla's not ready to use these chips, not able to put them to work, but X and XAI are, so send the chips there instead. Is that the nub of it?
He's saying now that Tesla wasn't ready for them. This begs a question as to why X Corp had the resources to, get to work standing up a brand new data center, but Tesla, who's been talking about, developing robo-taxis, very sophisticated computer vision and AI, wouldn't prioritize that and wasn't ready. These delays weren't previously discussed in detail with shareholders.
All right, Laura, thank you very much. Interesting story. I'm sure you'll be following it for us.
In the grand tapestry of stock market investment, Nvidia stands as a compelling thread of opportunity woven with innovation and strategic brilliance. As past performance showcases, Nvidia's versatile portfolio and technological advancements are not just highly promising, but are actively reshaping industries. With its current stock price exhibiting room for growth and strong buy recommendations aplenty, Nvidia presents itself as an ideal candidate for investors looking to secure long-term gain. As it diligently expands its AI empire, Nvidia continues to facilitate the technological tide-lifting future economic paradigms. The company's foresight in stock, splits, and dividend increases further fortifies its financial attractiveness. Stepping into a future dictated by AI and machine learning, Nvidia remains primed to lead the charge. What do you think of Nvidia's remarkable trajectory? Are you ready to ride the wave of opportunity? Share your perspectives and insights as Nvidia charts a path forward, inviting investors to partake in what seems to be a sophisticated dance of strategic advancement and market dominance. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.